Welcome to the seventh part of the labor market policies lecture. In this part, we will look to the Rogers article on the minimum wage case, and our focus will be basically the way minimum wage is especially affecting gender inequalities as well as, different power inequalities in the labor market, both between the workers and the employers, and also between different uh, workers with different levels of organization and power. Um, uh, well, the article is, as you can see, the article here, it is 14 page long, and a significant percentage of it is actually uh, made of, actually it is 13 pages, and a significant percentage of it actually makes of three tables. This is the first one. You will see them in more detail. This is the second one. This is the third one. And I basically want to go over those tables because they are a good summary of what Rogers said about the article. The main idea is, even though it is not a perfect tool, if it is used correctly, minimum wage may increase working standards of low wage workers. And here you see kind of a summary of it. The monopsony power of the employers is the one thing, and this is the other thing. Effect on employment and wage rates of other workers and the difficulty of implementing it. These are the main three parts. We will see all of them in more detail, so I don't want to stuck to those that slide. Rather than, I would like to review everything through the table. Well, this is kind of a more rough summary, actually, and it looks to the advantages and disadvantages of the minimum wage. First, it covers, again, our focus is inequalities, and especially gender inequalities in the labor market. Covers all low-wage women from whom the costs of discrimination are highest. So if a woman is discriminated, basically, and because of that, he or she, yes, of course, low wage. In that case, basically, minimum wage is, well, women who are discriminated are getting lower wage, because maybe the power differences and the institutional characteristics of the companies allow them to do so. Minimum wage prevents the companies to do so. Of course, it doesn't change hiring inequalities, which means, if women are not able to, employers are not able to pay low wage to the women, they might rather get men. But women might be advantages in other ways, as we have seen. They are more, usually they don't control the production process. So they might be more open to having their production process inside of the company being controlled by the supervisors and employers. So it changes external market wage for women. Simple to understand. Cost of implementation simple to understand and can be enforced by employee awareness rather than more complex policies like maybe a compensation of employers to employ women, or some discrimination laws, which might be more complex, and reduces incentives of subcontracting, because subcontracting, but you might not know that in detail. Basically, many countries, subcontracting can be done in different ways. It is one way of doing it. For example, you have a company, but you a certain type of things inside of the company, like, for example, cooking meals for your workers, might be done more efficiently by other companies. So in that case, you subcontract it and subcontract those services. This can be side services, can be also some main services. For example, instead of producing your steels as a washing machine company inside of your company, you might rather subcontract it, basically. But there is a different type of subcontracting in the labor market. essentially you go to a company, you go to a factory, and you want to work in that factory, but officially you are not hired by the factory, but you are hired by a different company. Uh, why it is like that? Because that company is more, let's say, experienced in handling workers, uh, able to, I mean, decrease the firing cost of the workers because it knows the law process, it knows how to psychologically handle maybe the workers. So that's the logic of subcontracting labor. So the company, the only way the company is actually acting in this case is it just officially hires your worker. Um, however, if minimum wage anyway restricts you to the lowest wage you can pay your worker, one way of having this special companies handling the workers, one advantage will go away. Maybe in that case, subcontracting will be less common, and rather you will have companies that are um, hiring the workers directly, not indirectly. Um, can extend to groups often not included in collective bargaining and organizations' internal wage hierarchy. So the powerful workers, especially, I mean, the skilled workers, maybe who have certain skills and wealth accumulation to resist also in the bargaining process, and the ones that are able to organize. Well, usually they don't need those people don't need minimum wage that much, but the workers who are excluded by those from this potential power, let's say, instruments. They don't have those power instruments, neither organization or base level, and maybe some unusual skills. Those are usually the ones that benefit most from the minimum wage. Can provide a mechanism for regular incentives to pay, increases to in pay. Well, of course, I mean, and it also sets a floor, so that floor might also help. To some extent, it might compress the ceiling, because when you are giving a higher wage to the minimum wage workers, well, you might not be able to increase all wages as much. You might need to increase the wages to some extent at each level, but at a limited, maybe not as much as the increase in the minimum wage, if it's increasing regularly in a country. However, still increasing minimum wage can trigger increases in wages in other levels also. It's possible, although that might be, well, whether it actually does is something that can be discussed. Costs may be borne by total whole community, though higher prices may even skew towards the wealthier consumers and services. Uh, they're therefore acts of good redistributive tool. So basically, for example, when you increase the cost of, for example, I don't know, domestic servants, in that case, the domestic services, I mean, hiring a woman to clean your house will be more expensive. As a result, the people who clean those houses will be get higher wage, who are not hiring people to clean their houses. Anyway, the women who clean the houses don't hire women to clean their house themselves. Uh, however, the money that is paid by the by higher wage workers with higher wage, or even maybe, I don't know, the business owners, employers, to clean their own house will increase. So their living cost will increase. The living cost of the people who anyway get higher income will increase. So in a way, it is redistributing income from this higher group by increasing their living cost and thereby increasing the wages of the low wage workers, basically. Can complement and reinforce gender pay policies, reducing wage dispersion and gender pay gap smaller where wage dispersion is narrower. So when you basically narrow this gap, especially, actually not only gender pay gap, but all the gaps in the society, all the wage spectrum especially caused by different, let's say, non-labor market related characteristics, cultural characteristics, ethnic characteristics. Those spectrums get more squeezed, and basically the gaps in the labor market, this inequality in the labor market at all levels will get smaller, and that will also decrease, of course, the gender gap. Um, well, applies to all disadvantaged group, not just women. We have that can be used as this wage social security policies can provide basis to exemplify work necessary to achieve income. Um, by setting universal norm could help to establish an ideology where pay differentiated by demographic uh, social group no longer legitimate. So basically making the wages more equal might actually make also the people who are usually excluded from the formal market more productive, get into the basic labor market, and the wage they got made themselves be able to become more productive by having a life standards that make them more productive, get education, get into the social circles, know the culture of work better, basically by knowing the main culture of the society from which they were excluded because they had lower income better. And, and as a result, so basically the gaps created by demographic and social group differences might get smaller. And of course, it also decreases the hours necessary to get the income. This hourly minimum wage is usually set for an hour amount of, especially in the United States. Turkey, maybe not that way. But in Turkey, there is also standard working hour. And for that standard working hour, you need to get minimum wage. And if that rule is observed truly, in that case, it might very well. I mean, you might not need to work longer hours, since at a basic level of working time, you'll anyway get a significant amount of money, basically, and that helps you to reproduce yourself, stay more healthy, get better family relations, which helps to the next generation. Um, do basic housework, do basic work necessary for basically maybe increase your productivity level, and even it might help you to well, get leisure, and that leisure itself might be helping you to become more healthy and increase your productivity level. Disadvantages, well, some low-wage women might be excluded from for administrative and other reasons. Home workers, part-timers, informal sector workers. So those people might not be uh, basically because they are informal, they are not inside of the actual economic system. The minimum wage law might not cover them. That might be the problem. And just setting minimum wage law won't solve this problem. You should go further than that. Further than that, well, I would say organizing too, but there could be some maybe other options like some social policies that are, I don't know, helping to women to find jobs in the formal job markets, or giving advantages for the companies to get formal workers might also work. Some policies that would be suggested. Although I think in the end, organization of the workforce is the main thing to do. But there are other suggested policies, and certainly they are worth considering, as like the ones I have told you. Maybe set at very low level if not differentiated by sector of or skill. Um, well, basically, uh, especially in some sectors, basically, I mean, there might be more money necessary to survive because I don't know, maybe the, the effort is more in those sectors. Um, Effectiveness over time depends on mechanism of indexation to the price, of course. And we will talk more on this in the next part. We are coming very close to the 15 minutes mark. So see you in the next part.